related to common area, boss? What do you say, guys? Due to this, what happened? A quality lifestyle, quality life can be led or not there. Bedroom only for sleeping, common discussion in the hall area. Okay, some room for office purpose, one dedicated room for kitchen. So the life looks very quality and superb or not there. Layered application is like what? 4 BHK or 3 BHK flat. We don't write all logics in single class. We write different logics in different classes. And we make them talking with each other. We make them interacting with each other. So that is nothing but what? Developing the layered application. In this layered application, we will see what is the benefit of developing those layered application using Spring Boot, especially auto configuration benefit we are going to discuss. Am I visible online students? Yeah. Okay. We are going to see the benefit of developing that one as what? Layered application. Especially we are going to feel the benefit of what? Auto configuration. Which kind of auto configuration, sir? By adding some starters like JDBC, JPA starters, we are going to get data source object as a Spring Bean. That is through auto configuration. This data source object represents connection port. So to talk to database, to get the data from database, to save the data into database, we need connection from database now, boss. But we are not going to create data source object as Spring Bean because of starter special jars that we are adding. Okay, some data source object automatically going to become Spring Bean. And that we are going to inject to our Spring Bean classes as part of our application development. Okay, let's see how we can do one by one, right? Okay, be mentally prepared. We are going to develop mini project. It's going to take time. It's complete end-to-end project development with all improvisation, with all practicals, debugging. Everything takes 4 to 5 sessions. And I want everyone to be super alert in these 5 days because this is going to become base for learning so many other concepts. Future mini projects also layered application. And every project after joining company is a layered application. This is the real work that we are going to do after joining in the company. So far, what we learned in Springboard are the POCs. That means proof of concepts. That knowledge, whatever we gained so far, we are going to use in a project development angle. Looks bit heavy, but you have to accept it and you have to see one layer at a time, one layer at a time. When you develop all layer together, it looks super. Fine? Right. I hope everyone is alert. Okay, fine. Maybe they'll come by 7:30, yeah? Hmm. But we cannot wait, guys. Let's start the session. Okay, where is my paintbrush? Yeah, first of all, we'll try to understand limitations of developing non-layered application, keeping multiple logics in a single class. That means we are going to understand bachelor room problems, single room lifestyle problems, right? So now let's start understanding that, guys. Class content, okay. What's your batch code? 719. Spring Boot core. No, it's not like that in Spring. We cannot develop layered application. In Spring also we can develop layered application. But there is no auto configuration support. Every class you have to make Spring Bean manually. If it is predefined at the rate bean, user defined what? At the rate component or other annotation. We have other stereotype annotations are there. Na? Okay. If it is Spring Boot, we have advantage of getting some classes as Spring Bean through auto configuration. Right? Okay. Yeah, where is this 719? Different annotations we discussed. Sixth session. Huh? Yeah, I know, sixth session. Where is that? Yeah, fifth. Mini project. Yeah, yeah, and still not completed. I know that. I'm just changing the numbers. Yeah. Important logics, guys. Business logic or service logic. The main logic of the application that deals with the calculations, analyzation, sorting, filtering, and etc. is called business logic or service logic or not, guys? Yeah, calculations, analyzations. Okay. Persistence logic. The logic that interacts with the database software and performs code operations on database table record. JDBC code, Hibernate code, all this comes under one, guys. Persistence loss. You have to habituate this kind. Database softwares are called persistence stores. The DB table records are called persistent data. What data? What data, guys? Persistent data. The logic that interacts with the database software, manipulates DB table records, is called as what? Persistence logic. Next, what we got, guys? Presentation logic. The UI logic that takes inputs from end user and it displays formatted results to end user is called as what, guys? Presentation logic. What logic, my dear? System.out.println that displays the result. Presentation. Okay, scanner presentation logic. Come on. If it is a web application, HTML, JSP code comes under what? Presentation logic. And there is a something called controller logics, guys. It does not do anything. It just monitor all the things are happening smoothly or not. It's like a supervisor kind of thing. Supervisor work is working on his own or making others to work on. Making others to work. And when these many classes are there, having different logic, there should be a someone to taking a right input from right client, right presentation logic, passing to right other classes for processing the request, getting the result, and passing those results to right client. Everything should be controlled and monitored or not there. And who take care of that, guys? Who actually take care of that? The controller will take care of that. Are you understanding my statement there? The main logic of application that deals with the calculations, analyzation, sorting, filtering. The logic that perform persistence operation on database software is called what? Persistence logic. Presentation logic. The UI logic that takes inputs from end user and displays the formatted results to end user is called persistence logic. I mean, it's a presentation logic. Controller logic, the logic that monitors what? All the activities of the application is called as what? Control. Okay. Now, these multiple logics, if you try to put in single class, what's the problem? So that's what I'm trying to do. Limitations of keeping multiple logics in single Java class. It's a problem statement I am giving. Nothing but problem of working with what? Non-layered applications. What application? Yeah, number one. Clean separation between logics is possible or not possible? Because multiple logics are mixed up in a single class or not there. For example, their only presentation, their only business logic, their only persistence logic. You are mixing up multiple logics now, boss. If you modify one logic that affects other logics now, boss, it's like a bachelor room. Now, when I say bachelor room, like everyone thinks about boys' room, but nowadays girls' room also something like that, right? They are kachra kind of thing. Everything's mixed up, right? There is a statement about bachelor room. You want something, you insert your hand, you will get something because all are together, right? Yes or no? Na? So no clean separation between logics. Yeah, first one, clean separation between logics will not be there. So all logics will be mixed up and code looks very clumsy. You know, clumsiness, no neatness, no separation, right? Okay. The modification done in one logic affects what? The modification done in one logic definitely affects what? Other logics. Enhancement and maintenance of the project becomes what? Very common. What do you mean by enhancement? Adding new features to the existing one. For that one, you have to modify extra. You have to add extra logics in the existing logics, guys. But if you try to modify, it will affect other logics or not. Okay. What is maintenance? What is maintenance or bug fixing? When you are maintaining the project, there is a chance of getting bugs, na boss. Okay. To fix the bugs, again, you have to modify the code, na my dear. Come on. So the maintenance and enhancement of the project becomes very, very complex or not there. Super. Parallel development is not possible. So the productivity is what? Very poor. Since all logics are there in single class, can I say, hey programmer, you take care of presentation, I take care of business logic, someone will take care of what? Some other logic. No, no. Can we say like that? Can we say like that, guys? Because single class means single programmer only should work. That means single programmer only should write multiple logics are not there. Just remember bachelor room, you will get all problems in application development also. Parallel development is not possible, so productivity is poor. What do you mean by productivity? Doing more work in less time is called productivity or not? Doing more work in less time fall under what? Productivity. What do you say, guys? It is not industry standard. Is it industry standard, guys? Debugging becomes very complex. Going through the flow of execution is easy or very complex? Going through the flow of execution is complex process, easy process. Definitely it's a complex process. It's not that much easy process. I hope you are getting my point there, guys. Come on, everyone. Debugging becomes what? Very complex. Keeping multiple logics in single Java class is like staying in what? Bachelor room. Single room for what? Multiple activities. Single room for what? Multiple activities. Are you getting my point? Yeah, tell me what is the solution, guys? Develop the application as what? Layered application. Develop the application as what? Layered application. A layered application is one or more classes or files collection representing certain category logics. Presentation layer UI logics. Business layer or service layer is what? Business logic. Persistence logic. Database operation, nothing but code operation. Controller layer, monitoring logics. Are you getting it? A layer can be a physical or logical partition in the application. Okay. Representing certain category logic. Okay, service layer purely deals with what? Business logics and service logic. Maybe in one class or set of classes. Okay. Uh, Presentation layer. Maybe in one class or set of classes. Are you getting my point there or not there? Typical standalone layered application, guys. This is client, this is controller, this is service, this is DAO, this is database software. Okay, see, client application contains standalone layer, standalone application, but multiple classes are there to have the multiple logics. But they are again interacted with each other, boss. Come on. Client application content presentation logic. We use a scanner to read the input, SOPs to display the output. Standalone, no, we cannot use other than a GUI presentation, we cannot use. Maybe if you want, you can use GUI, AWT Swings kind of thing, but nowadays AWT Swings is very much outdated, right? Okay. So as of now, SOP, scanner, all this comes under presentation logics are not there. Next, what is there? Controller logics, monitoring logics. Generally one per project. See, one controller is good now. If you have multiple controller, it is always problematic or not. Okay, next one, service logic, business logic, calculations, analyzation, filtering, sorting, validation, all this stuff. Next, DAO, persistence logic, data access object class. Data access object class, because it accesses the data from database and manipulates the data. That's why it is called as what? DAO class. Lastly, what we got? Database software. Database software is always there to store the data and to store the data or to save the data, so that whenever we want, we can get the data, or we can save the results, we can save the inputs, and number of things. See, are we keeping all logics in one place or different logics in different classes? Different logics in different classes, and we are making them talking to each other or not? Okay. Generally, how many client applications you take? As many as you want. Controller classes, how many? One per project. Service class, how many? One per module. DAO class, one per DB table. For one table, one DAO class. 100 tables are there in your project. 100 DAO class. Each table, the table related persistence operation. Insert, update, delete, select operations. Interesting or not there? Client application is what? Persistence logic. Controller is what? Monitoring. Service is what? Business logic. DAO is what? Persistent. Database software contains the data or not there? Okay. Now let's see what is module. This is the project, guys. Each category logics comes under one module. Daily transaction, one module. Loans, one module. Payroll, one module. Recovery, one module. Insurance, one module. Deposits, one module. Fixed deposits are there, not there. Not regular deposit withdraw comes under daily transaction. I'm talking about fixed deposits. Different modules are there or not? So service class, if I develop service class for this project, how many service classes, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 service. How many controller classes? One. One per project. Keep your mind active, please. One. Okay. DAO classes. All together, this project is having 200 tables. 200 DAO classes I have to develop, my dear. Client application, as many as you want. In how many varieties of inputs you want to take, those many client application. If we develop, in layered application, we can keep different logics in different layers and we can make them talking with each other. These are like staying in 3 BHK, 4 BHK flat, guys. A layer can be a class R file or collection of class R files representing same category logics are not there. All layers are part of same project, but we keep the classes R files of different layers in different packages. All are part of same package, but controller class separate pack, all service classes separate package, all DAO classes separate package. We separate them within the project as packages, but all are part of what? Same project. Since we pack all these layers code either in single jar file or var file, we can say layered applications are what? Monolith or monolithic architecture applications by default are not. Monolith or monolithic architecture applications by default are not there. Say something, my dear. I want reply, guys. Because See, there are layers, but all are part of same project. At the end, we pack and release as a single var jar file. That's why it is a monolith architecture only, now, boss. As of now, we are developing monolith architecture. In future, we develop what? Microservice architecture. Until I introduce microservice architecture, whether it is web application or distributed application or standalone application, if you are developing it as a layered application, all are monolith. Why? Because though you have more multiple layers, but we are packing into single var or jar file. Microservice means what? Every service is separate project. It's a collection of multiple projects. In monolith architecture, in one project, multiple logical partitions are there, nothing but layers are there. Getting my point there, guys? It's something like this. Monolith architecture is like different rooms of same building, but at the end, one building only, right? Microservice architecture is like different departments are there in different building, but they're integrated. Are you getting my point? Monolith architecture is different departments are there in different rooms of same building. At the end, single building only, right? Microservice architecture is what? Different departments are there in different buildings of same area that they are interconnected. In one campus, different departments are there, they are interconnected, right? A software project is collection of modules. Module is collection of applications. Application is collection of programs. Program is collection of instructions. A module is called subsection of the project or not there. Bank will do so many activities. Okay, each major activity can be called as one module or not there. We can develop any application as layered application. That means we can develop standalone application, web application, distributed application, either as what? Monolith architecture or microservice architecture having what? Layers. Monolith architecture projects will be having what is there? Multiple layers packed into single jar file, but all these layers are part of single project. Microservice architecture, every module is separate project having layers in each project will be packed into jar or var file. Later, all these projects are integrated using what? Third party tools. Interesting or not there? In microservice architecture, 10 services means 10 project. Okay, in each project again layers will be there or not there. Okay, in my monolith architecture, what happens, guys? 10 services means 10 module, but all are part of same project or not there. So layers are common everywhere or not there. Say something, guys. Layers are common, but whether these layers are part of single project or multiple projects that are integrated, based on that we decide whether it is monolith architecture or what? Microservice architecture. Okay, that's good. All DAO classes of project together is called persistence layer. All service classes of project together is called service layer. All controller class of project is together is called what? Controller layer. Okay, now all client applications are UI logics classes together is called presentation. What layer, guys? Presentation layer. Is called presentation layer. I hope you understood, guys. Yeah. 1 minute. First of all, we will see the advantages of layered application, right? Yeah, first one. Clean separation of logics is possible. So we can say code is not clumsy now, my dear. Different logics in different classes. Do you think code is clumsy, my dear? No. We can get the code modularity and reusability. Because different logics are there in different classes. We can reuse the logics nicely or not there. The modification done in one layer logic affects other layer logics, my dear. Definitely does not affect what? Other layer logics. Definitely does not affect what? Other layer logics. Are you getting my point there or not there, guys? Super. The project maintenance and enhancement becomes what? Quite easy. The project maintenance and enhancement becomes what? Quite easy. That's good. Parallel development is possible. That means productivity is good or not good. There are multiple layers. I can give to multiple programmers. I can ask them to work parallelly or not there. So when parallel development is possible, definitely productivity will be improved or not there. Definitely productivity will be improved or not there. It is industry standard architecture to develop the projects. Both monolith architecture and microservice architecture projects can have what? Layers. Don't think that layers should be there with one only. Layers can be there with what? Anyone. Everyone convinced, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay. So these are the layers. I think this is registered in your brain. So far, while developing Servlet class or JDBC classes, you kept multiple logics in one class. You look at JDBC application. There only you are capturing inputs. Yes. They're only sending and executing SQL queries, gathering results, processing results. If you want to do some other calculation, you are doing there only. Again, there only you are using SOP statement displaying results. Okay, scanner SOP statement based input output gathering is presentation logic, single class. Sending and executing SQL queries is persistence logic, same class. Getting results and processing results is business logic, same class. So we are putting multiple logics in single class or not there. So that means you are, that means what? You are in JDBC classes, Servlet classes, you are developing non-layered applications or not there. Look at the Servlet class development, guys, whatever you learn. Print writer PW is equal to res dot get writer. Later PW dot println to write some messages. Presentation logic. Come on, guys. Inside the service or do get do post method only you have written JDBC code. Persistence logic. There only you have written calculations, analyzations. Come on, guys. Present service. That means I mean to say business logic is also kept there, boss. And since all logics are there in single class, what is need of controlling separately? That's why no controlling logics. Come on, guys. You are the one person doing everything in company. Is there any separate controller for you? When controller comes into picture, 10 employees are there doing 10 different work, then there should be one controller or not. Why there is no controller logics when you keep multiple logics in single class? Definitely not required. Because in one class only you are doing everything. What is need of controller separately? Come on. But when you go for layered application, come on. DAO persistence logic separately, service business logic, client application presentation logic. So among these there should be one controller or not there. Bulb GLONA, not GLONA. That means whatever logics we have developed in core Java, JDBC, Servlet, all these are worst way of developing project. No one develop the logics like that in real time. Why? Because real time, all our projects, real time, no programs will be there, applications will be there, all our projects will be there. Projects, that to Java projects means medium scale and large scale project. PHP, all these logics projects are what? Small project. They can be developed as non-layered applications also. But Java projects are minimum medium scale and what? Large scale projects. Minimum what? Medium scale and what? Large scale projects. So generally they will be developed as what? Layered applications. They will be developed as what? Layered application. Are you getting my point here, guys? Convinced with me, my dear? Come on. Super. If we develop above project using Springboard, then we need to, yeah, listen, what's the advantage of developing this project or these layers as a Spring or Springboard project? I can make all of them as Spring Beans, guys. Then I can inject DAO to service, service to controller, controller to client, but generally we don't do because client itself I create IOC container. So client can call ctx.getBean method, passing controller class bean ID, then it will get controller class object that is having service object. That service is having what? DAO object. So that means I can enjoy everything from IOC container or not. What's the advantage of making this application as Spring or Spring Boot application? All these classes will be loaded by whom? IOC con. Objects are created by whom? Injecting DAO to service is done by whom? Service to controller. And in client I by creating what is that? IOC container. I can call ctx.getBean method to get the controller class object that is internally having service object. The service object is internally having what? DAO object. Interesting or not there? Interesting or not there? So that means major burden on the programmer is reduced or not? We are not only developing individual classes, we are keeping them in communication. To keep them in communication, one class need to have object of another class or not there. One class need to have object of another class or not there, guys. But if I give all these classes to IOC container as Spring Bean, loading those classes, creating those objects, injecting one object with what? Another object, all these things will be taken care by whom, guys? All these things will be taken care by whom, guys? IOC container. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Yeah, see this? If we develop above project using Springboard, then we need to inject DAO class object to service class object, service class object to controller. Client application uses ctx.getBean method to get controller class object having what? Service DAO objects as shown in the diagram. So first you will get controller object, inside that service object, inside that DAO object. Yes, my dear? So this is the advantage of developing layered application or not there. Interviewer asked the question. How did you use Spring dependency injection in your project? That time don't give, I injected DTDC to Flipkart, course material to student. No, you have to give very generic answer. What answer? My project is a layered project, layered application, having layers, client, or presentation layer, controller layer, service layer, DAO layer, persistence layer. The DAO classes, all these class objects are created by IOC container, okay, where I injected DAO object to service class object, service object to controller object. Come on. Controller object is gathered by persistence law, per presentation logic, nothing but client application by calling ctx.getBean method or not. What is the advantage of this answer? You need not to talk about project specific terminology. You are generally saying my project is layered application having multiple layers. There I made multiple class as Spring Beans like DAO service controller, and I have gone for what? Injection among these classes by making them as Spring Bean. How? DAO to service, service to controller. Okay, client application get the controller class object by calling ctx.getBean method or not. So injection means at the rate auto void, dependency injection between what? DAO to service, service to controller. The way client application getting controller class object is through what? ctx.getBean. That is nothing but dependency lookup operation or not. That is nothing but dependency lookup operation or not there. I hope you are thoroughly enjoying this discussion, my dear. Come on, everyone. Got the clarity or not there, guys? Fine, sir. So so far, how many points I covered? Point number one, problems with non-layered application development. Point number two, how to develop layered application. Point number three, what's the use of developing this layered application as what? Spring or Spring Boot application. This is very important. By making these layers as what? Spring Beans. Okay, we can make IOC container loading classes, creating object, injecting one object with another object. So that means that button is totally removed from the programmer or not there. Based on this one interview question, how did you use a dependency injection of Spring or Spring Boot in your project? Then what is you should answer? My project is layered application having multiple layers. Okay, there by making these layer related class as Spring Bean, I can go for what? Dependency injection advantage like DAO object to service, service object to controller. Like this, we can go for dependency injection or not there. Like this, we can happily go for dependency injection or not there, guys. Yeah, just a minute. How did you use dependency injection in real projects? Answer. What is their answer? All real projects are, what is there, guys? All real projects are, all real projects in the industry are layered, layered applications, layered projects. Having, okay, having classes representing different layers like service layer, come on, the persistence layer, controller layer, and presentation layer, and etc. By making these classes as Spring Bean, by making these classes as what? Spring Beans. Okay, okay. We can direct IOC container. Okay, IOC container to create objects for those classes. Those classes to inject these objects one with each other, one with other, one with other. Okay, that's good. Yeah. How, guys? DAO class object, DAO class Spring Bean, DAO Spring Bean with what? Service. Service class object. Service class. This is a Spring Bean or not there? DAO class Spring Bean with service class object. Tell me next one. Service class object. Nothing but Spring Bean with controller class object. Okay. Before that, yeah, I'll introduce data source is a Spring Bean that comes through auto configuration. Data source object with DAO object. With DAO class object. Are you getting my point there, guys? Client application gets Spring Bean controller class object using ctx.getBean method or not. So this is how people uses dependency injection or lookup in real time now, guys. Yeah, tell me. This is dependency injection. This is dependency lookup. This is a dependency injection. This is a dependency lookup. Yeah. One is dependency injection. One is what? Dependency lookup. How did you use a dependency injection in real projects? Very popular interview question, guys. I think you convinced with this. Okay, fine. So now I'm introducing Java Bean. The role of Java Bean in real projects. Tell me, in real projects, which are layered application, one class will be there, lot of classes will. These classes should be in communication or independent classes. Should become. During this communication, you just want to call the methods or you want to call the methods with the data. You want to call the method with the data. That means you have to take methods with parameters now, boss. In real projects, the data that you want to pass is one value or lots of values. To pass lots of values from one class to another class, in destination class, you have to design method with so many parameters. In source class, you have to call the method with so many arguments. But will you support to design Java method having more than 3 parameters? If you design any Java method more than 3 or 4 parameters, it's very horrible to call the method by remembering order of arguments. But in real projects, the data to be carried is what? 30 details, 40 details will be there, right? Are you going to design Java method in destination class with 30 parameters? Are you going to call Java method in source class having 30 arguments by remembering their order? Impossible na, boss. Will you see any predefined method having more than 3-4 parameters? Say something, Ra. Why they have not given? Because they also know 1, 2, 3, 4 values people can remember and pass. More than 4 means what? It's really bad or not there. That's why. Then how to pass the data, sir? Very simple, Ra. You try to put multiple values in one Java class object. Come on. You pass it as argument value and you receive it as a parameter value in the destination class. And that Java class object can contain 10 values, 20 values, 100 values. Fine. But I'm going to design method with one param only, na? What is that param type? Java class. But this Java class is going to have business logic only data carrier. So whatever I do in that class is purely for setting the data in one side, reading the data another side, right? No need of keeping business logic, right? The Java class that contains properties and getter setter method is technically called Java Bean, because it is not a regular class having business method in business logic. Come on. It contains method. What are those methods? Getter, setter. Why getter method? Destination. Once object is received by destination should read the data, na boss. That's why getter method. Why setter? Why setter? Tell me. Why setter? I want reply, guys. Why setter? I want reply, guys. The source should modify the data. The source should modify the data. The source should set the data or should modify the data. For that one, setter method. Getter method is required in destination or not there. Array, don't keep surprising face. Already we discussed the difference between Spring Bean and Java Bean, right? And I have given videos of watching Java Bean. Today also not watched? Your karma. If today also not watched, because yesterday I warned you I am going to use Java Bean. Forgot, na? Watch I think everyone watched it. If not watched, go to your common videos folder of Google Drive. There I pasted some URLs. Very nice explanation I have given on Java Bean. Very nice explanation. I think 2 videos are there, right? What is need of Java Bean? What's the advantage of having Java Bean, not having Java Bean? Both I have mentioned. Okay, let me revise that. I designed method with 20 params in destination class. Source class calling that method with 20 params method. While calling method, I should remember order of arguments, type of arguments. If I don't know 1 to value, can I ignore those values? I need to give sensible default values, though I don't know values are not there. Come on, guys. Order very difficult. One value here and there, total meaning will change. Type very difficult. And most important, I don't know 1 to value. Can I ignore it? No. Not only ignore, you have to pass sensible default values, right? While doing sum, see, after taking argument value, you are doing sum. 0 is okay. But you are doing multiplication. If you pass 0, come on. Anything into 0 is 0, na boss. So sensible default values you have to pass or not. Why all this stuff? You take a Java Bean. 20 values are 20 properties. 20 setter method, 20 getter method, right? Source class, you put 20 values by creating object for Java Bean by calling 20 setter method. Suppose 10 values you don't know, call 10 setter methods. Remaining 10 properties, default values will be there. Null are 0.0. You need not worry about default value. Call the method with one Java Bean object. So the data goes to destination class. Destination side, call the getter method, get the values and use them for business logic. Okay, now method looks like a simple signature with one param method, na boss. But that one param is Java Bean and carrying 20 values are not there. It's like what? You purchase 20 items in the market. While bringing them to home, you will bring them in 20 different items in hands and pockets, or you will purchase one bag and you will put everything into bag. You will purchase one bag and you will put into what? Bag. That's why there's a word called carry bag, because it is there to carry items from one location to another location. Shopwala will put multiple items into one bag and or not. Otherwise, we cannot bring multiple items in hands, right? Okay. So full and final conclusion is, in layered application, multiple layers will be there. Across these layers, we try to pass the data in the form of what? Java Bean class object. Source layer will create object, puts the data into properties. Okay. by calling setter method. Destination layer will receive the object as our parameter value and will read the data from object by calling getter method. That's why Java Bean class getter setter method are quite compulsory. Java Bean is a Java class, but it is not there having business logics, business method. It is purely acting as what? Data carrier. What carrier, guys? From source to destination. The source to destination, source and destination can be there in what? Same project, can be there in what? Across the multiple projects. Can be there in same project, can be there in what? Across the multiple projects. Are you getting my point there or not there, guys? Java Bean is Java class that contains what? Getter setter method. Setter methods are useful to set or modify data of bean properties. Getter methods are useful to read the data of bean properties. Convince it with me, guys. While sending more than three values between what? Classes of application or project, we try to send them in the form of what? Single object called Java Bean class object. Called Java Bean class object. Are you getting my point there, guys? Since the Java Bean class object holds some data to carry, so it is called model class because model means data. We always use Java Bean as helper class in the project or application development to pass multiple values from one class to what? Another class of different layers in the form of what? Object. Different layers in the form of what? Objects. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Across the multiple projects, across the multiple layers of project, if you want to pass more than three values, then we take the support of Java Bean class object. That means we combine multiple values to single Java Bean class object and we send that object from one layer to what? Another layer of the same project or what? Different projects. Yes, no, my dear? Okay. Passing student info from client application to controller to what? DAO class in the form of student object, nothing but Java Bean object having multiple details. Passing credit card, debit card details from e-commerce project to what? PayPal project in the form of what? Java Bean class object. Project to project over the network. So Java Bean should be serializable here and it is within the project. Come on, guys. Within the project, is there any need of serialization on Java Bean? So Java Bean is used as supporting class to pass more than three multiple values across the multiple layers of same project or different project. But you have to take Java Bean as serializable class. You have to take Java Bean as what? Serializable class when it is used across the multiple projects. Are you getting my point there? Different flavors of Java Bean. A Java Bean can be seen in what? Multiple flavors, guys. Flavor 1, DTO, data transfer object. Holds shippable data within the project or across the multiple projects. Within the project, across the multiple project, this one. BO object represent inputs or outputs of the business logic. Okay. VO value object represents what? Inputs or outputs of the project. And while gathering inputs, while displaying output, we take the support of VO value object. Model class represents the data. So model class can be a VO class or BO class or what? DTO class. Overall, Java Bean is called what? Model class. Different flavors, all are Java Bean. In which place that is used based on that, we decide what is that. DTO, it's purely to transfer data within the project or across the multiple project. Data transfer object. VO, reading inputs, storing into one Java Bean. Okay, all outputs which you want to display put into Java Bean. That is VO. Though from database so many outputs is coming, but while presenting, I want to present only 5 values of 20 values. So these 5 values I have stored in one Java bean that is called VO. Same VO classes we can use to gather the inputs from end user. Are you getting my point there? Only for service class, inputs and output, business data is old. Okay, for that one we have got BO class. All our Java bean based on the place where that is being used. It is called as a DTO, VOB. These are logical names. These are not physical names. These are what? Logical names. See guys, one person doing well, expert, not doing well, fresher. But these are permanent names, logical names. Yeah, at that time those names, later they may be changed. All are Java bean. Based on the purpose they are using, they categorized as what? DTO, VO, BO. But all of them can be called as what? Model class. Java bean means model class. Because model means data. Java bean basically does not contain logics. It contains only data, right? Getter setter method also to send the data to receive the data only, right, boss? So that's why Java bean is called as what? Layer. Model class. What is that? Model class. Okay. So now let me summarize what we discussed so far. Understood problems of non-layered application, understood advantage of layered application, then understood advantage of developing layered application using Spring Boot. What are the advantages? If you make classes of layered application as Spring Bean, their loading, object creation, injection one with another is taken care by OC container or not? Okay, that's clear. But how to pass more and more values across these layers? Then I brought Java Bean into picture or not? Then I simply Java Bean into picture or not there, guys? So 4 points I covered so far. So far clear, my dear? So now listen. We are now decided compared to single room, 4 BHK is good. Because clean separation of rooms and lifestyle. Right? Okay, but how to pass data from one room to another room? Okay, don't take individually. Try to take the support of what? Bags or some boxes so that you can move items from one room to another room, one place to another room together. And that is nothing but Java. That means small basket you are using to move the items from one room to another room. But not only across the multiple rooms of single flat, across the multiple flats also you can take the support of basket. So Java Bean is like basket or not there. That's good. Fine. Okay, now concentrate. See, client standalone layered application. Client application is passing multiple values to controller class in the form of model class object. Nothing but Java Bean class object. Okay, SNO, SNAME, M1, M2, M3. Okay, 5 values are there. Am I going to pass with 5 arguments or single Java Bean object, guys? Java Bean is called model class now, boss. How they are passed to service? Same model class object. How they are passed to DAO? Model class object. But database software understand Java as SQL queries. So that's why we pass those 5 values of model class as the inputs of SQL query and we pass to database software for insertion or not. Come on, guys. If it is select query, okay, you will get result set object having records or not there. These records of result set will be kept in another model class object. DAO to service is passed. Service is passed to controller using another model class object. Controller is giving result to client as another model class object, my dear. That means if more than 3 inputs are there in layered application, we pass across the layers as Java Bean class object, one model class object. Output is also having more than 1, 2 results. Come on, guys. We don't pass them as individual because one method can return one return value. But I have multiple return values to send, multiple results to send. Then we take the support of what, guys? We definitely take the support of what, guys? Come on. Multiple model class objects are not there, guys. Say something, my dear. I want reply. To carry inputs, one Java bean class object. To carry outputs, another Java bean class object. See? Okay. What are the results, guys? The results is what? Student registration, success or failure information will be carried or not then. Okay. Now listen. We introduced 4 points. One is what? Problems of single class application, advantage with layered application, advantage of developing layered application using Spring. Nothing but making them as Spring Bean, taking advantage of what? Object creation and injection. And how to pass data across these layers, Java Bean. Clear, guys? Okay, now question is, in this layered application, DAO class is there that contain purely persistence logic. Even C is equal to A plus B kind of logics also you cannot place. It always they're writing code operations logic. End to end code operation logics only it will maintain. Nothing extra, nothing less. It's purely contains what? Code operation logic. Nothing but persistence logic. Now focus and concentrate, guys. DAO need to talk to database. That one, if I'm writing that persistence logic using Java JDBC, I need a connection object now, boss. So for what you learn, connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection, right? That is a very bad way of writing connection object creation logic. If you write that, industry will think that you are an amateur programmer. They can guess you are next from Amirpet only. Why, sir? Industry does not prepare creation of connection object. They prefer pooled connection object. That means readily available connection object from JDBC connection. Are you getting my point? Why, sir? What is the advantage of JDBC connection pool connection object? It's ready one. Whenever you want, you can take it, use it. Once work is over, you can return it. So same connection will be used for other request and other operation or not. So reusability is there for connection object or not. Suppose I want to do 1,000 persistence operations on database. At a time 100. 1,000, but at a time 100. By just keeping 100 connection objects in connection pool, I can use it for 1,000 persistence operations or not. That means 100 objects are used for 1,000 operations or not there. So connection objects reusability is there now, boss. Number two, with the minimum objects, we can give maximum persistence operation now, guys. Okay. Connection object creation, maintenance, destruction, all these are taken care by whom, guys? Connection. All these are taken care by whom, guys? All these are taken care by whom, guys? Say something, my dear. I want reply, guys. All these are taken care by whom, guys? Okay. Now think about manual connection object, direct connection object. For 1,000 persistence operation, how many connection objects should be created? 1,000. Is there any reusability for connection object? No. For maximum operation, maximum connection objects only you have to create. Who has to create, manage, and destroy the connection objects? Programmer. Entire burden is on the programmer or not? Now tell me, direct connection is good or pooled connection is good? Direct connection is good or pooled connection is good? No doubt, pooled connection is good. Okay, I'll take one real life example also. I give real life example so that you can connect fastly. And most of the real life example I give is based on either food or what? Boy, girl. So that you will connect very fastly. Because at this age, you will connect fastly to two things, right? Food and boy, girl. You show more interest to understand, nothing else, right? Okay, but don't judge me on based on those examples. Okay. I'm just presenting those examples to make your learning process easy. If you judge also, it does not matter for, right? क्या फर्क पड़ता है, right? At the end, you should get the job and I should feel happy. That matters for me. Uh, See, journey is not so important. Results are very, very important. Journey, tough, easy, all, if journey is tough, once you see the result, you will be happy. Oh, fine. My hard work is worth enough. Right? But enjoy the journey. If you don't enjoy the journey, you cannot continue the journey. So don't worry much about results. Worry much about what? Everyday journey. So if we keep each day journey perfect, the results will be perfect. If each day journey is here and there, results also here and there. So focus each day to make it perfect. At the end, results also will be perfect. Fine. Okay. What is there? Let us assume Naresh IT is not giving chairs to you people. They ask to bring your own chairs. Per day, 7 class, 8 classes are happening in this room. Let us assume. Let us assume 7 to 8 classes are happening in this. Let us assume for the time being. Okay. Each class, nowadays, it's a mixed class, online, offline together, right? Each class, let us assume 400 members are there, 200 members already there. 200 into 7, 1400 chairs. So student need to purchase 1400 chairs now, boss. Okay. Each batch for 4 or 5 months. After that, another 1400 chairs should be purchased by another 1400 students. Aisa no na, boss. It's a big burden to the students or not. Okay, your batch is over, your chair got wasted or not there. You cannot pack and take to your Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab. Can you take your chair back? No, waste. So instead of that, what management thought? Okay, let us provide the chairs. So they kept 200 chairs ready and they will be used by 1400 students per day. They will be used by 1400 into multiple batches for multiple years. So more and more reusability are not there. So now look at the advantage of chair pool. With minimum chairs, maximum students can get benefit or not. Chair reusability is there or not there. Purchasing chair, maintaining chair, removing chair when it is not used is done by you or is done by management. Management, admin staff, they will do, right? So that means it is less burden on you or not there. It's really, really less burden on you or not there, guys. Min pool size, max pool size, and other program can be see, guys. How many types of connection objects are there? 2 types of direct connection object, pooled connection object. Created by programmer manually. Class dot for name. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. This is going to be direct connection object creation or not there. Other side, it is the JDBC connection object that is gathered from JDBC connection pool through data source object. What object? Yeah, data source object represents what? JDBC connection pool. Are you getting my point there? Connection con is equal to ds dot get connection. See, connection pool is a logical memory having a lot of connection object. But there should be someone acting as entry and exit point on that connection pool. That is data source object. Every activity on connection pool can be done through data source object or not. Creating new connection object in connection pool, data source object. Getting existing connection object from connection pool, data source object. Everything can be done through connection object. Everything can be done through data source object or not. Very simple. Faculty representing course pool. If you want to access any course from my course pool, you have to access through me only, na? I am like data source. Courses I am teaching are what? Course pool. Adding new course to course pool through data source object, through faculty. Removing one course from course pool through data source object. So data source object represent connection pool. All observation on connection pool will be done through data source object. Working with the data source object is nothing but working with connection pool. Getting my point or not? ds dot get connection gives me connection object from connection pool. Similarly, methods are there to create new connection objects, to get existing connection object, to remove existing connection object. And moreover, we can control number of connection objects in connection pool from using some parameters. Initial pool size 10. The moment connection pool is created through data source object, by default 10 connection objects will be there. Max pool size 100. It can grow to 100 connection objects. Yes, na, my dear. Connection timeout. If all connection objects are busy, if someone asks connection object, it will wait for timeout period. After that, throws the exception. Sorry, I cannot give connection to you. Connection timeout. Okay, guys. Min size. Max idle timeout. If any connection object is continuously idle for certain amount of time, it will be removed from connection pool automatically. Sync frequency. Every, suppose I have taken sync frequency 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes it will check. Are there any idle connection objects? If there, they will be removed. These are the parameter to control connection object. So our first, all of a sudden 100 students came, 100 chairs are arranged. Later, batch count is reduced to 10 members. Still arranging 100 students is 100 chairs is meaningless now, boss. So some admin will continuously check how many are there. Oh, reduced, remove the chairs. Increased, increase the chairs. So these are the parameters they can maintain or not there. We can control number of connection objects in connection pool through these parameters are not there. And all these parameters also can be set through data source object are not there. So data source object represent connection pool. Interesting or not there? JDBC connection pool is a factory that contains what? Set of readily available JDBC connection objects before actually being used. The advantages of connection pool are gives the reusability of JDBC connection objects, right? With minimum JDBC connection objects, we can make what? Multiple request or client applications talking to database software are not there. Creating new connection objects, managing them, removing what? Idle connection objects will be taken care by what? JDBC connection pool itself. So no burden onto the programmer. Is there any burden on the programmer, guys? Data source object represent JDBC connection pool. That means it acts as entry and exit point for connection pool. That means all the operations on JDBC connection pool will be done using what? Data source object. Are you getting my point there, guys? All the connection objects in connection pool represents what? Connectivity with the same database software. Pool means set of same items, boss. Come on. First connection object Oracle means other connection objects also for Oracle. What about remaining? For another database, you take another connection. Getting my point there. JDBC connection pool for Oracle. All connection objects represent connectivity with Oracle or not. JDBC connection pool for MySQL. All connection objects represent connectivity with what? MySQL or not there. All JDBC connection objects in that pool represents what? Connectivity with what? Same database software. Connectivity with what? Same database software. I hope you convinced with me, guys. Got the clarity, my dear? Yeah. How many types of connection pools are there, guys? One is standalone connection pool. Other one is what? Server managed JDBC connection. One is a standalone. Other one is what? Server managed JDBC connection pool. Convinced with me, my dear? Come on. Standalone connection pool is useful in standalone applications. And all these are third-party softwares, guys. C3P0, Hikari CP, Proxul, Apache DBCP2, Vibur, etc. All these are connection pool software which are useful in what? Standalone application. Next, what we got? Server managed JDBC connection pool. Suitable in web application, distributed application, enterprise application that are deployable in all the servers or not. which are deployable in different servers are not there, guys. Come on, everyone. But listen, server manager means every server gives built-in JDBC connection. Tomcat managed connection pool. WebLogic managed connection pool. Wildfly managed connection pool. Convinced with me, guys? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Pool means set of same item. It gives reusability of same item. Cache means set of different item. It gives reusability of what? Different item. Sir, what are you talking, sir? Connection pools are two types. Standalone connection pool, server managed. Standalone connection pool is useful in standalone application. Server managed connection pool is useful the application that are deployable in servers like web application, distributed application. Tomcat is having Tomcat managed connection pool. WebLogic is having WebLogic. Getting my point here, guys? See, right now we are developing standalone layered application. We are going to use what? Standalone connection pool. In that, who is best? Hikari CP. And the good news of Hikari CP, if you add Spring Boot Starter JDBC, Spring Boot Starter JPA, you need not to create Hikari CP connection pool data source object separately. That will come as a Spring Bean automatically through auto configuration or not there. And the good part is that data source object can be injected to data DAO class by using @auto void or not there. In DAO class, on the data source object this is injected, I can call ds.getConnection method or not there. I can call ds.getConnection method or not there. Say something, my dear. I can happily call ds.getConnection method. What do you say, guys? Yeah. Spring application gives Hikari CP as a built-in JDBC connection pull through auto configuration. If we add JDBC JPA related starter to the build path of the project. See, I have added Spring Boot starter JDBC or Spring Boot starter JPA. When these two or any one starter is added, then we get Hikari CP data source object pointing to JDBC connection pool automatically as a Spring Bean through auto configuration. Okay, guys. So there is no need of using @bean methods are not there. Come on, guys. There is no need of using @bean methods are not there. In both standalone and web application, you add the starter in web application, you will get Hikari CP. You add in standalone application, you will get Hikari CP. Is it not good news, my dear? First time I am introducing some class is becoming Spring Bean through auto configuration, boss. What is that? Hikari data source object. What is there? Because of starter we have added or not there? Okay, now listen. In Spring Boot application, we can work with all types of JDBC connection pool and all kinds of server managed connection pool. But in Spring Boot application, we get Hikari CP based JDBC connection pool support automatically through what? Auto configuration process. Because Hikari data source object becomes Spring Bean through auto configuration process or not there. See, you can work with all connection pool. By default, you will get Hikari CP. You don't want Hikari CP, you nullify it and start working with other connection. Interesting or not there. The above said standalone JDBC connection pool, server managed connection pool can be used in both Spring Boot application and what? Non-Spring and Spring Boot applications. Are you getting my point there, guys? What is mostly used connection pool or data source in our Spring or Spring Boot? Hikari CP represented Hikari data source object because its performance and its ability to come as Spring Bean through auto configuration are not there. Sir, in web application also you prefer Hikari CP? Yes. Sir, we have server managed connection pools now. Don't use it. Why? Server managed connection pool is server specific. Each server separate configurations we have to do. I moved my web application Tomcat server to WebLogic server. Again, I have to do configurations in WebLogic server now, boss. Next, move to another server, Wildfly server. Again, I have to do separate configuration for connection pool now, boss. But if you go for standalone connection pool like Ikari CP, okay, it is coming automatically in the form of jar. If you add the jar, though you move the application to any server, still connection pool works are not there. More portability is there with the Ikari CP kind of standalone connection pool are not there. So that means those server managed connection pools are there in every server. We don't use them. We always prefer working with what? Standalone connection pool. Try to visualize this one nicely. Connection pool in Tomcat server configuration. Connection pool in Jetty server configuration. I developed web application using server managed connection pool of Tomcat. I moved that application to Jetty server. Again, I have to do configurations there. I moved to WebLogic server. Again, I have to do configuration in that server. I moved to another mission Tomcat. In another mission Tomcat, again, I have to do configuration, na boss. Okay. Hikari CP connection pool is coming in the form of what? jar file, right? By keeping jar file in the project, along with the project jar moves, na? If I move my application from one mission to another mission, one server to another server, anyhow jar is moving. So connection pool works everywhere without doing any separate settings, na, my dear. Which connection pool is having more portability? Standalone connection pool. In that standalone connection pool, who is popular? I hope you convinced it, guys. Now onwards, what is the mantra? There are so many connection pools, so many types of connection pool. Okay, always prefer working with standalone. In that standalone, Hikari CP is required. Out of 100 times, 99 times we work with what? Hikari CP. Out of 100 times, 99 times we work with what? Hikari CP. Are you getting my point there or not? You are attending morning 7 a.m. class. Night sleep management is very, very important. See, it looks like I can wake up till 4 a.m. and I can get up by 6 o'clock, get ready, come to class. You are in the feeling, you are in the class, you are listening class, you are enjoying subject. But you are giving only 50% efforts of understanding subject. Why? Because your brain is not so active. If 6 to 7 hours sleep completes, then only, okay, your listening will be complete. Teaching class is very easy because I am talking, my brain is always active. Listening class, not that much easy. Definitely. If I listen also, I get the problem. So for that one, stable mind, calm down mind, relaxed mind is required. And that comes only when you complete 6 to 7 hours of sleep. That too, nighttime sleep, not daytime sleep. Daytime sleep, you cannot count. Dopamine chemical will not be released in daytime sleep. Only in nighttime sleep, dopamine chemical will release. That will tell to brain, okay, you got enough rest, relax. You observe. One day you sleep 7 to 8 hours, listen next day class. And as usually, you wake up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, scrolling in star reels. Okay. Scrolling what? In a star reel. And next day come and attend class. Definitely there will be different. Please do. 7 a.m. students, you need to do sleep management. It's a matter of 21 days. 21 days you practice, automatically 22nd day it become part of your life. No, sometimes I do work till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Whenever some urgent requirements are there, some drafting work is there. Okay, something is there. 1-2 days, okay, but not every time. So do some sleep management. It's going to be another 2-3 months course. And we are going to learn big topics. So if we have with half relaxed mind, it will not inject much. If you not inject much, you don't enjoy subject. If you don't enjoy subject, one day question comes, why should I get up? Why should I go to class? You are the loser. I keep on saying one statement. Natras sir, Naresh Technology need not to prove we are the best in training. HCL, Wipro, they need not to prove they are the best software company. Java, Spring Boot, they need not to prove we are the best in the frameworks. Who has to prove? Yourself. When proven people are doing this much hard work, unproven people should do how much hard work? Just sit and analyze. Right? Okay. Because of portability advantage, we prefer using standalone JDBC connection pool like Hikari CP in both standalone and what? Web application. In Spring application, we inject data source object, DAO class object using dependency injection concept or not there. Okay. Server managed connection pool configuration will change server to server. So we don't prefer this connection pool even in what? Web application, distributed application that are deployable in all the web servers or application servers. Clear, my dear? What is the difference between pool and cache? Pool means set of same items. Cache means set of different items. Check it out. Item one, item, same item. Here what? In long back also we discussed about this, right? Pool gives reusability of same item. Cache gives reusability of what? Different items. Are you getting my point there, guys? Standalone layered application using data source based what? JDBC connect. Client application UI logics. Controller class, monitoring logic. Service logic. DAO persistence logic. But here what? Data source representing connection pool will be injected to DAO or not there. This one more layer I have introduced or not there. One more layer I have introduced or not there. Okay, now check it out. In Spring application, data source object injected to DAO object to get the connection object from connection pool or not there. DAO will be injected to service class object to invoke the persistence method in service class or not there. Service class object injected to controller class object to invoke the business methods are not there. And client application will call ctx.getBean method to get the controller class object are not there. Yeah, tell me. Here @auto void based dependency injection is done or not done? Client application calls this. Okay, let's have a look. This is my data source object. Come on. This is my what? Data source object. Inside that is surrounded by DAO. That is surrounded by control. So when client application calls ctx.getBean having controller class bean ID, I will get controller object. Inside it service object. Inside it data source. Convinced, my dear? Come on. Super. In Spring application, how did you achieve ambiguity problem? We already discussed this. Okay, let me summarize. Fifth point, what I have done. Total 5 points I discussed today. Problems with keeping multiple logics in single class. Bachelor room is problematic or not? Next, layered application advantages. 4 BHK, 3 BHK flat is nice or not there? That means right now you are jobless, you are in bachelor room. If you get the job, you will be in what? 3 BHK, 2 BHK, right? So that means layered application, your life becomes layered application from single class application or not there. Fine. Okay. Number 3. What's the advantage of developing layered application in Spring? We can make all classes as Spring Bean. So container will take care of object creation. Injections are possible. How? Data source to DAO to service to control. Client application calls getBean method to get the controller class object. Interest is coming or not there? Okay. Number. Okay, when layers are there, how to pass more than 3 values from one layer to another layer? Java. Yes, my dear. Then DAO need to talk to database. Okay, which is recommended? Connection pool or direct connection object? Correct. Which connection pool required? Standalone or server main? In that standalone, who is the best and popular? Icaris. That's the fifth point, right? Sixth point, guys. In Spring Boot application, am I going to create Ikari data source object manually, or does it going to come through auto configuration? Because of starter, what we add? What starter we have to add? Spring boot starter JDBs or JPA. When you add one of these two starter, Hikari data source object comes through what? Auto configuration or not there? Say something, my dear. Come on. Total 6 points I have enjoyed. I have given, right? Okay. Still not over. Another 1, 2 points are there. Then we'll put all the points together. Then we go for the coding. I'm not a faculty who writes the code explains. No. First we prepare background. I will understand a requirement. We analyze the requirement. We prepare background. I give 1, 2 storyboard sample codes. Based on that, we go for Eclipse based application development. For all these things, what is required? Your activeness in the class is required. How does it come? If you complete sleep in the night time. We are getting into serious applications development. So please be active. Take life seriously, take course seriously, take goal of becoming software engineer seriously. There's a difference between dream and goal. I want to become software engineer. This is a dream because you are not keeping any time frame. I want to become software engineer in next 3 months, next 6 months. That is a goal. Without time frame, every desire looks like a dream only. If you keep time frame, it looks like a goal. Yes, my dear. I hope so far if you are in a dream, convert into goal by fixing time frame and do what is required. Do what it is required. Clear? See, you are getting early in the morning attending class, both offline, online means you are already little bit committed. But take that one to next level. Continue this hard work, right? So definitely you will achieve your goals. Fine. When is the next class, guys? Monday. Yeah, once Spring Boot core module is over, guys, be ready to attend common topics on Saturday, Sunday. You'll be having a lot of common topics to attend. Are you enjoying the sessions? Yeah, compared to other faculties, I take bit 1, 2 months extra. But my aim is not for clearing interview. After learning Java these many days, definitely will clear interview. My aim is survival of the job. As a fresher, you should survive. As a person who is trying to show 3, 2 years gap as experience also, you should serve. That is my main agenda. Okay. So clearing interviews, not that much difficult, guys. If luck favors, if you mug up the FAQs also, you can clear interview. Survival of the job is very, very important. I know some of you people tried to join in companies, failed in survival, now learning subject seriously, right? Some of them are trying as a fresher, whatever it is. So my agenda is to make you people to survive nicely. So follow my guidelines, practice every day, results are always positive. Yeah, where's your batch code? 5th June, 17th July. 17th July, Spring Boot core. Here is what? File upload. Spring, tell me guys, what is there? 719 Spring Boot core. Where is this? What's the session number? 9 na? 6th only. I think already uploaded it seems. but I think I have added some extra points. Let me. Yeah. Yeah, I have one complaint on your batch. Online students' mails are very less. Offline students, pre or post class interaction is very, very poor. Are you afraid of me or you don't have any doubts? See, two people don't have doubts, guys. The one who knows everything, the one who don't know anything. What should I consider you? The one who knows everything, huh? Then why are attending course? Go for job, na? Pre and post class interaction with faculty is very poor in this batch compared to all other batches. Even online students, mails also not coming. No, if you are getting help from other areas, no problem. But don't suppress your doubts because today it may be silly doubt. In the ask what sir may think, what sir may taunt me. If you think like this, if you keep your doubt, later it becomes big danger for you. Total concept may change. Total interpretation may change. Fine? Okay. Session 9 or 6? Where is 6, right? Yes. Thank you. Have a nice time.